Hi everyone, welcome back to our second short interview in relation to the Trust Trend Report 2024, where we examine how consumer trust into retail technology. And this is co-published by QUT Central Future Enterprise, Innovation Central Brisbane and Cisco. So today we're extremely lucky to have Mr. Terry Weber with us from Cisco. And Terry, let's start with a short introduction. So what are you doing at Cisco?
Hi, Nadine. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. So I'm the regional manager for Cisco here in Queensland. I look after Queensland, Northern Territory and Papua New Guinea as my remit. And in amongst that, we have an enormous range of clients that we work with, a lot of customers, a lot of different types of organisations. But there's a lot of large retailers that work in and around our territory. So we do a lot with those guys. So this is a very relevant and important topic that they're all facing at the moment.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So let's start with the first question. So given your expertise with working with large retailers, why do you think trust is so important at the moment and especially maybe more important than ever today?
It is interesting. I think over the last 10 years, we've seen a massive introduction of technology into the retail transaction. For decades, it was all human-based interaction. And technology now has a significant role in the retail interaction. And what we've seen with the introduction of technology is that it's challenged people's trust. And we've seen it across all different areas. And so that idea where we didn't have to think much about the trust that we had in that retail interaction, now people think about that more and more as technology gets introduced. So that's why this white paper becomes really important, because it starts to narrow down and look at some of those concerns that we have in and around trust.
Yeah, great. Terry, based on your experience of working with your clients, but also you see your clients implementing the technologies that Cisco have in their portfolio, what would you say, what are common or the best strategies, how to build actually trust into those technologies?
I think like all organisations like to think that they're trusted, and they all, rightly so, many organisations pride themselves on the trust that they have with their customers. Organisations are also challenged in probably three areas, which is sort of, building or implementing trust, managing that trust and measuring that trust. And I think they're the kinds of things that organisations are starting to think about. And then as you introduce technology, as you introduce new products, how do you build trust into that process right from the start? So how does it become part of the product launch or the store launch or whatever it is you're doing in that retail experience? So I think more and more organisations are thinking about trust, and they're now starting to think about, how do I implement it? How do I measure it? How do I manage that trust?
Yeah, great point. Yeah, it actually speaks to the fact that we need to think about trust right even before we start to think about technologies, right? And how to build this relationship.
Yeah. And, people are rightly also thinking about privacy concerns. They're concerned about cybersecurity now more than ever, and again, rightly so. It is a great challenge. So the trust experience that people have is challenged more and more every day. And so how do organisations, how do retailers, how do companies help to build more trust, more confidence in in that transaction that they have with their clients? So this white paper, I think, helps enormously in that space.
Great. So Terry, besides the research team that was actually writing the paper, you were in it and involved in it from the start. So I'm interested in your experience and your opinion into why retailers, but also maybe beyond retailers, other executives should read this white paper, and how can it help organizations?
Yeah, absolutely. So every organization is focused on trust. Every organization in some way measures trust, but they really struggle with those two things. So they struggle with those two areas. And I think this white paper is a great discussion point about how to bring trust into your organization. It then also talks about the challenges that individuals have in trusting technology more. So, and some of the, and then it looks at some of the ways that you can help to overcome some of those trust challenges. So I think that's really important. When I look at, organizations that have been down the digital transformation path, some have been more successful than others in terms of building trust. And those that have probably been most successful are those that have thought about trust from the start. Thought about how do I build this into the transaction. And we see some examples of where trust is really compromised. If you look at the automated checkouts at supermarkets as an example, I know it's discussed in the white paper, is that people have really struggled with trusting those.
Yeah.
It looks like it's something that should be simple and easy to use, but they actually feel quite challenged by it. And in some cases, they prefer to go back to the human interaction.
Yeah.
So, while technology looks like it solves a lot of problems, it doesn't always do that.
Yeah.
It creates other problems.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the short interview. Thank you online for watching this interview. We want to put emphasis on please download the white paper, but also we will have a live event going beyond the white paper, discussing and trying to shape the discourse of how we can actually build trust in technologies and with technologies. I will be there. Terry, you will be also there at the event speaking. So when you want to connect with us at this event, please join us on the 23rd of October and see you soon.
Thank you.